I noted in a recent article in VentureBeat, a survey of venture capital industry released Wednesday shows that the valuation of startup companies funded by VC firms improved in the second quarter over the first, but the amount of money raised by VC firms to fund those companies declined in the same period. With all the negativities out there in the global economic environments possibly starting to affect investment and the focus changing to become more risk averse, will we see even more women startups sidelined for male startups? This fear has been expressed to me a few times by various people, both women venture capitalists and women entrepreneurs.
So let me take a stab at what those numbers mean first, and then let me answer your question. So I think the statistics you're seeing might be deceiving. Here's what I think is happening.
Okay.
You're seeing that valuations are going up, which I agree with. We're seeing the same thing. What you're also seeing is an increased amount of seed and early stage funding. You literally can't open the newspaper today without seeing some other venture capital firm that now has a seed program, whatever that means. But what you're seeing for sure is venture capital, private equity, and everybody funding earlier stage startups. Now, what does that mean? Early stage startups need less money than later stage startups. So you're seeing valuations go up because there's more competition at the early stage. But what you're seeing is overall investment going down because early stage companies need less investment. Right. Plus, on top of this, you have a whole influx of companies from accelerator programs like Techstars and Y Combinator and a whole bunch of younger people starting companies. And frankly, the younger you are, the more cash efficient you seem to be. You know, you don't need the $200,000 a year salary because you don't have a family and a mortgage. You're a 23-year-old kid who's still living like a college student. So I would actually tell you there are more early stage, more new companies being funded now than I've seen in the past 5, 6, 8 years. So I'd actually tell you I think it's the easiest time in the world for an early stage startup to raise money. So I disagree that's me harder for women. Now, you know, is it going to be harder in the late stage stuff? I have no idea. I don't play in the late stage funding, but I actually think it's going to be easier for both male and female startups to get funded right now.
Wow, that's so encouraging. Thanks for that perspective. Often advice for sourcing venture is equated with dating, and as you know, my background is in the online dating industry, implying that there's a matching that has to happen with an entrepreneur and investor. What do you think are the key ingredients that need to exist between venture capitalists and entrepreneurs that promote that attraction and synergy between them to develop a great startup? And I think I've said to you before that I've heard mainly this theory about like attracts like, and I sort of beg to differ on that because I feel that there's that opposite quality that also needs to exist for that attraction and chemistry to happen.
Well, unfortunately, you've just put that horrible Paula Abdul song in my head, Opposites Attract. So I'm going to spend the rest of my day trying to eradicate that from my brain. So that I don't thank you for. I think you're the only person I've ever seen who uses the same this dating analogy. I use it too. I teach a class at CU. I always surprise the students when I say that a venture capital entrepreneur dance is just like dating, right? And it needs to be mutual from both sides. But you go out and you have that first date, and you're all excited, like, wow, I really want to be with this person. And you fall in love. But I want to fall in love with the company and the team. And every time you get together, you want to feel like there's more energy and accelerating toward goodness. And at any point before the investment, if you feel like, it's not so good, you know what? Just put your dating hat on and say, what's it been like? And you should cut bait. I mean, you should get out of it and say no and save everybody's feelings. So I think you're absolutely right. I think sometimes like attracts like. I think sometimes opposites attract. My own personal viewpoint is, I don't want to invest in myself. I'm a crappy entrepreneur in many ways. And I want somebody who's out there willing to take larger risks than me, who's got a better vision than me, who's smarter than me, more talented than me. So I'm always looking for folks who are, like me in ways that we communicate similarly. We have the same ethical code. We both like to be honest and transparent. But other than that, please be as far away from me as possible. You'll be more successful. Yeah,
and that's really great feedback and obviously encouraging for my little theories. And what I'm hearing too is that in your process in the dance with an entrepreneur is that you're actually trusting your gut instincts and feelings that happen within the relationship with them as signs about what's happening in the business, in the startup.
Absolutely. I mean, look,
fantastic.
at the end of the day, being a successful entrepreneur or being a successful venture capitalist isn't so much about the idea. It's about the team.
Yes.
And the team is all about the people. And once it's
Yes.
all about the people, it's all about these human things.
Yes.
Emotions and getting
Yes.
along and conflict and how you communicate. And so, things are going to get rough. Invariably, with every investment we make, something bad is going to happen. And
Yes.
it's just like, any interpersonal, whether it's somebody you're dating or marrying or your best friend,
Yes.
you need to be able to have that connection and communication style that you feel comfortable with.
Wow. That's really great. And I've learned so much, and thank you so much, Jason, for being involved in this project.
Well, like I said, I'm a huge fan of what you're doing. I'm a huge fan of these issues, and if there's anything we can do to help, we're here.
Thank you.